Welcome to the rest of my life. This is Lance Ash, and I am introducing a new feature of the show wherein I make a phone call. So here we go. I'm dialing right now. And for the purposes of this feature, you can conjure up the image of an old-fashioned landline, perhaps even a rotary phone. All right, phone's ringing. Hey, Fogg. Listen, is Feeve there? I need to talk to him. Okay. Hey, Mr. Feeve. Listen, I've been thinking about good ideas for the future. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, just listen. You can get a piece of paper and write all this down if you want. All right. First good idea. They need to reboot the Harry Palmer series, the character that Michael Caine played, most notably back in the 60s. I'm not familiar with the ones he did later on. But anyway, and set them in the 60s now. Start a new series and have Sean Evans play Harry Palmer. Because all he needs are the black horn-rimmed glasses that Michael Caine wore. Yeah. He wore them in a lot of movies. He wore them in Hannah and Her Sisters, and I can't think of any others right at the moment. He's done so many films, I can't, and he's been in so many different, permutations, incarnations as an actor, visually. Yeah, I guess he essentially always plays himself, really. Voice never changes. Well, I would probably get a consulting fee, I suppose. They have to pay you if you come up with the idea, right? Well, okay. Well, ask Fogg what he thinks of it. Yeah, well, you tell him I think it's a good idea. No, that's about it. For as far as that idea goes, that's it. It's got to be set in the 60s. Because the whole point is to... Well, yeah, it sort of trades on the idea of Sean Evans' portrayal of Morse set in that time period. That was the whole appeal of that show, because the just pinpoint accuracy of the reproduction of that time period was amazing. Well, okay, let's see. All right, yeah, put Fogg on. Feeve wants to talk to him. And now, you have to get used to, okay, well, I know. I think he's crazy, to be quite honest with you. No, I think that in essence, we don't know how this is going to work out yet. I mean, mathematically. I don't know if metaphysically is the right word. I hate to use, at this point in time, I hate to use any word that includes the word meta, but I mean, as far as I can foresee at the moment, it's only the premise only requires 3 characters, I think. Well, okay, let's give it a shot. Okay, well, what I would basically say is, put Lance back on. Would I say Fogg wants to talk to him, or would I say? I wouldn't say myself. I'm Feeve. So yeah, okay. So yeah, put Lance back on. Fogg wants to talk to him. Okay, so okay. But see now, what? What'd you want? You don't think? Well, I'll just have to. Wait a minute. Is it I have to practice the new voice, or you? I really don't want to get into that. You're giving the game away. Well, you practice something, and I'll practice something, and then we'll see how it goes. Tell him I do have some other good ideas, but I can't think what they are right now. I should have written them down. Hold on, my mirrors are messed up. The wife has to change them. Alright, well look, tell him to, he needs to practice his voice. Because basically it's too much of just a basic sleepy voice or stoner voice at the moment. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye. And thus concludes our little skit. It will be better later, I hope. Now, moving along. Ow, my stomach hurts. Well, I don't want to do a voice that hurts my throat too much. The problem, I think, is that gotta get moving. I'm not really, after all these years, I've learned that I'm not really a performer. I can do stuff, alone and then present it. But as far as getting up in front of a crowd, I think that's why, I can learn to do anything. But, well, I think that, essentially what it amounts to is that Fogg and Feeve live together. Kind of like Bert and Ernie. And no, Bert and Ernie weren't gay. Not that there's anything inherently offensive to me about gay Muppets or gayifying characters from my childhood. It's that they're not supposed to be sexual at all, one way or another. That's the point. It's like Big Bird saying, "Hi kids, I met a ladybird and we've made an egg." No. Okay, well anyway, there are various voices I can do. Something like this. which would be annoying to do after a while. I really like the sleepy voice, something a little nasally. Well, then there's the persona to go with it. Maybe the sleepy voice would be best. Oh, God. Yeah, and then you have to have characterization and all that. There he goes. He's mad at me because I wasn't going 80 miles an hour. Surprised he didn't flip a bird at me. Wonder where that phrase flip the bird, or the bird, comes from. Because I read a Benchley story a long time ago where he uses the phrase "the bird" to mean, which is the sound that the band Knorkator are referring to in the song Buchstabe. That's a good song. I need to get an album by them. It'll probably be disappointing because the thing is, okay, well, yeah. Okay. Well, let's reassert Lance's voice and see what happens. Okay, the problem here is, as far as I can foresee, is that once I assume my supposedly, well, that's a good point. I can put on the radio announcer's voice, which I've been practicing for many years. Not the phony radio announcer's voice, but just the regular radio announcer's voice. When I was a kid, there was a I don't know what the right word for it is, but there was a guy who worked out of a North Carolina TV station named Monty Dupuy, and he had the greatest voice ever. Hi, I'm Monty Dupuy. He hosted a Saturday morning kids show called Monty and Friends, and I think sometimes he did the weather, but it would be good for me anyway to practice the radio voice. Well, right now what I'm doing is the radio voice, just a little deeper, a little more, a little clearer. I was going to say a little more emphatic, but that's not really the right word. All right, folks, thanks for putting up with this experimental episode. Okay, I've got to get over, friend. I do want to pursue the phone call concept in the future. For a variety of reasons. Just structurally, I think it'd be better. And, but a lot of the topics are going to be the same, like telling old stories. And they can still be conveyed through this new conceptual framework. So I think that's about it. All right, bye-bye.